Welcome, everybody, to episode number 22 of How to Become a Sales Warrior. This is our Christmas edition. I am Eddie Podge, your host, and this is Ty White.
Trying to fix them up over here.
Leave it alone. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Say hello, Ty.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing today, man? Yeah, we got a special episode. The studio looks all decked out and nice, man. I love it. I love it. Brings a nice, fresh energy in here today.
Who's our guest over there?
Nardo, man, right? Wait, what was the short one he told us to call him something for short? Hold on. What was it? Huh?
It's all good.
Naldo. What did I say? Nardo? Naldo.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's
so
all
we met
good.
Naldo at the expo at the Melville
Jam.
Expo
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, and he stood out with his bright jacket, man, and I was really surprised to find out he's only 22, man, running this Christmas light business is really awesome, man.
Yeah. So here we are. Why are we here, Ty?
We're here to educate a younger generation to help build their best business faster, grow to success faster, not take so long, and not, the reading your book and the length it took you to get where you are today.
20 years.
If we can cut that in half and even shorter, with the rate of things and how fast things advance today, get them there a little bit quicker.
So today's chapter is from chapter 3. How do you make a business grow inside a gas station?
Mm-hmm.
Today, this could be our old and new in a sense, because today every gas station has delis, food, fresh food, pizza, all the crap.
Mm-hmm.
But back in 1998, when you were a young chap, I had a buddy who owned a gas station in Bay Terrace, which is the nicest part of Bayside. And he had a little deli counter there that basically was for his dad to keep him busy, sell some donuts and coffee. And he came to me after I lost one of my delis, and he said, would you be interested in putting together something at my shop? I said, let me come take a look. So I went, took a look, drove the neighborhood, saw that these were my kind of people. These are people that I could connect with, and I knew that. So I went home, put together a business proposal, and it was the first time I ever did a business proposal. Put the proposal together, what I wanted, salary plus commission. Your sales go up, my commission goes up.
Yeah.
He was more than happy because he didn't think I was full of shit. He just was like, yeah, if you could do that, I'm happy to share in the rewards. And to get rid of that stigma of food in a gas station, other than a Reese's Pieces or whatever, that was our biggest challenge. And he had 9 pumps. So I put together the menu, and he said to me, how are you going to do this? I said, you watch. So I literally put daily signs out, magnetic on the wall, on beams every day, today's specials. And then when people came in for breakfast, I go out with samples. Right in their car. Want to try? Want to try?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy? Yeah. All right, yeah, hey, I was pretty good. Why don't you stop by for lunch? And we started off, $100 a day. And then by the third week, we were doing $1,000 a week. By the end of the first month, we were doing $5,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Then his accountant came in, and he was a real smart, know-it-all guy. He's like, how big do you think you can do this? I said, I can increase this another 30%. He goes, yeah, I don't think so. I said, look at your store numbers. Take out the deli. Tell me what your increase has been in cigarettes, sodas, all the other shit that they buy in your little convenience store here. You tell me. Came back a half hour later. He goes, you're right. I was 31, 32 years old. This was, a senior guy, accountant, and he was like, you were right. I really felt great about that, But the stigma of buying food in a gas station got lost in my personality.
Yeah. And now every gas station has
every gas station
everything
has
you can think about.
But the key to the success, they trusted me.
Mm-hmm.
That was first and foremost. I was a friendly guy. You could talk to me when you came in, tell me about your kids. I remember tomorrow about your kid. The food was great. I spent 5 years on a Boar's Head truck, been in the best delis from New York City to Montauk, working with the owners, learning the business, spending that time, but being there every day before they came.
Yeah.
Showing up at 6 o'clock every day, having the egg sandwiches, I'm ready.
Ready,
I'm
ready.
ready to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Those three things are what catapulted me to an amazing. The story only goes for 9 months,
Yeah.
but that 9 months was the happiest I've ever been in a job in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I've had a lot of jobs, a lot of good jobs.
Because you were the man. You're coming
I was
in.
a rock star.
Yeah, exactly. You're the guy everybody wants to see in the morning. You're giving them that first boost of energy, and you're giving them a great sandwich inside it. But what kind of gas station was it? Was it like
It was an Exxon,
Exxon?
which doesn't even exist
That's
anymore.
what I was thinking in my head because I wanted to picture. I'm trying to get the picture of it. But they had. I'm sure you made it look a lot different than when you first got there.
Oh,
As
tremendous.
far as
So I'm not going to tell the whole story because we'll save that for another chapter. But
Mm-hmm.
the action statement here, it does fast forward to the end that I needed to get this out there. I never thought I needed to plan the fail. I didn't know going into business that I needed a backup plan.
yeah.
Because I didn't think I was going to fail. I never do. I always think I'm going to succeed until something happens that's out of your control.
Yep.
And the out of control was a 24-hour cease and desist order from the landlord.
Wow.
And I'll give this little tidbit. Why that happened? Because I put a bagel store that was on the inside of the shopping center, their breakfast dried up because they were all coming to me.
Coming to
They
you.
were coming to see me. There was 25 stores.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was coming to see Eddie. Everyone's coming for a good egg sandwich, some chit chat, you
Yeah,
know.
and I'm sure they have all their little groups, and and they all got to the
And-
landlord. They're like, this
Well,
guy's got to
no,
go.
it was the bagels. My landlord was the same as their landlord, and they pulled punches, and they came right to my partner, and he said, "Where's your permit?" Got me on a permit.
Yeah.
24 hours cease and desist.
Done.
It was over. So
And never even thought that could be,
I mean, I was
and it's-
pissed at him because I thought he had a permit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a big deal when it wasn't making any money. As soon as you start making money, all of a sudden it's a big deal. So that was my lesson. Sports moment.
What do you got? Go ahead. You
I have
start
two.
off.
I have
'Cause
two
you just
sports
showed me the
moments.
craziest thing that
I'll let you have that one. Two sports moments of the weekend was Saturday night. We're watching the game, my daughter's game. Gamecocks, Cockies for life. And they take down a number 8 team in the country. And my daughter's at the game with her friends, and they storm the field.
Wow.
The entire field, and no one's stopping them. Big win, big
Mhm.
time SEC game. And there's the coach. And this is what blew me away and made me realize, it's such a good place where my daughter is. There's the coach in the middle of the field being interviewed by ESPN, and there's 20,000 kids surrounding him, and they're all listening. They're not acting goofy. They're not doing stupid shit. They're not pulling up the turf, and they're listening. And the coach was amazing. Like, he just hit it. It was just one of those moments where you're like, wish I was there. Not the game I went to.
I know. I was
They
going to
got
say.
slapped.
When you went, they got routed, man.
Awful. The second moment was being able to take my wife to the New York City Marathon.
Yeah.
I got grandstand seats like I did last year because pods. We do containers with them at the Fort Wadsworth, and it's just such a great layout. You're right at the finish line. I got beer and wine right behind me, food, snack, porta potties right there.
Wow.
And it's just, we spent 3 hours watching people cross the finish line and cheering for everybody. And having my wife, we went away in May and she ran a marathon. This is her first time back. It was like really special for her. So.
Yeah. Mine was just taking a look at that Saquon Barkley highlight, man. This dude looked like he did a backflip over the defenders. He's doing really good this year. I like the Eagles. I've always liked the Eagles. I liked them when they were just in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and I think he's a really good addition. I also was taking a look at I think they're trying to make a trade for Zach LaVine to go to the Sacramento Kings. They're trying
Who's
to.
they?
Both teams.
What are the two teams?
Sacramento and Chicago.
Oh, okay. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sacramento and Chicago is trying to get Zach LaVine to go over, and that'll be big because DeMar DeRozan just went over there. They got the young guy Fox.
Sacramento's been good.
Sacramento's been good, and if they get 2 more pieces, dude, then they're looking at and also Oklahoma City. I think is undefeated right now too.
Huh.
So everything
All
sports
right,
is
good
pretty
sports.
fun right now.
Yeah. It was a lot going. Honestly, we were on the train yesterday. There were people going to the Ranger Islander game. So we had Ranger jerseys, Islander jerseys, and then there were Giant jerseys. They're taking the train to the game, into the city,
Into
onto
the
the
onto
Jersey.
the Jersey. Okay, because
Jersey
I was like, wait,
Transit has
yeah,
a
yeah.
stop right at Giant Stadium.
Right at the stadium, you
Yeah.
get right out, right? And it's the American Dream Mall stop
Yeah,
and everything.
right there,
You can get
right
right off there. Anything about the Yankees? No.
Fuck the Yankees.
You probably
Aaron
have.
Judge, you know how to catch a fly ball? I don't think so.
It was like 4 hours. That was nasty.
Networking tip of the week.
What do you got?
For me, smile and be engaging. Smile, be engaging. So Tuesday, I went to 3 events in one day.
Mhm.
I smiled. I was engaged. I walked out with 4 or 5 really solid connections, a couple of restoration companies, a couple of real estate people, some bankers, people who have an interest in me. So smile, be engaging.
I'm gonna take one from you. Is be early. I got to my event with the Small Business Association. I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. I was there maybe 45 minutes early, just because of where it was and just the traffic. I was just like, let me just get out there. Maybe I'll get something to eat before. But I was like, I seen them setting up, so I'm like, let me just go in. Got to speak directly to the person who run the TED of the Peruvian American Chamber. So and it was just that he was impressed that I was there. So he was like, wow, you're here so early. And so he walked me around, introduced me to everyone, introduced me to a bunch of realtors. I got a bunch of cards. He actually sent me a quote. I went on the next day. So
Nice.
yeah, being there early, it made him, put me in his back pocket pretty much for the rest of the show.
Trade show tip of the day for me, keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
See what's going on. See who's there. I'm like this, where a lot of people are like this. Looking down instead of looking up. If you're not looking up, you can't see who just walked right by you.
Yeah. And I would say have some other talking points on your table, something else that can bring up some more. Like I said last week, I think I mentioned how I put the podcast on the table.
That was,
if you
know what? I'm really proud of you because it wasn't in my book.
Yeah,
you know, right?
yeah,
that was you. That was a great tip. It's going in the edition when I do my next chapter in the book.
Yeah,
that was such a great idea, and I'm going to do that on the next one too.
A lot of people have podcasts, or some people do, just maybe TikTok things. You can just put your iPad there. If you're a TikTok person, put your TikTok things up, and as the people are walking by, they'll like, "Hell, hey, that's pretty cool. That's funny," or whatever.
No, it was
just another talking point.
It's a good talking point, and it's going to be in the chapter. It'll be in chapter 18, and I'll attribute it to you in the book.
Thank you, brother.
All right, we are coming into old-fashioned time. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our guest. We're out. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 22 of How to Become a Sales Warrior. I'm here with my co-host, Ty White, and this is Naldo from You'll Love Lights. Welcome.
I love that name, too.
Right, thanks, guys. I'm happy to hear.
I love his jacket.
Yeah.
You have a couple of those, because that wasn't the one you were wearing at the trade show, was it?
Yeah, I got like 6 of them.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. You have a custom designer? Because I do if you don't.
I do have a guy.
Okay.
I have a guy that takes care of me.
All right. We're in old-fashioned time. That's when we bring you in. So we're going to let Ty tell us what old-fashioned time is. Ty.
So old-fashioned time is a representative of how we met. We met at a networking event, and we kind of skipped out on it because they were talking a little bit of nonsense. It wasn't really developed. So we went down to the bar, sat down, and that was our first conversation of how what both of us do kind of mixes together. Me being the moving junk removal guy, him being pods, the moving in pods, me being able to help his clients. So that conversation happened over an old fashioned, but then our relationship turned into old and new. The best of friends from 2 different ends of the world, 2 different times. It's just the old and the new, and that's really what based our friendship, man. So we made a segment of something new and something old that both work.
Let's toast first to old-fashioned time and new guests.
New guests. And this week for old-fashioned time, we're taking one page out of your book, setting up your own Christmas lights versus hiring a company to do it. So I'm going to let you start off and tell us what is the benefit of having you come do it as opposed to me getting up on my ladder and doing it the same way that I've been doing it for the past 20 years, let's say.
So my biggest thing about when you're doing your own versus us is safety, peace of mind.
Mm.
You know, I have a lot of clients, older and younger, whether they have families or they have, their own health. They're like, hey, I don't want to risk falling off the ladder. I mean, personally, I fell off the ladder.
Yeah.
I know how to fall, so I can fall.
Yeah.
So,
Talk and roll.
so I know how to fall, but you think about it, it's like, hey, when you have to get the ladder up that first time, it's the whole weekend. You're not doing Friday. You're not doing Saturday. You're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Home Depot, the whole thing.
Yep.
Then let's say something falls. Think about it. You're watching the football game. Honey is like, oh, can you come fix the lights? You don't want to take it out. You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? You give me a quick call. Within 24 hours.
Wow.
Taking over.
So then you do that's basically the maintenance of it. Yeah,
So
because things happen. It gets windy, a light might... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so our company, we do everything. So we'll design the home for you, we'll install it, we'll maintain it. I love to talk about the maintain part because, you got to think about it. Anything goes wrong, a light falls out, whatever. A lot of companies, they may charge you for it. You got to go out to Home Depot, go find it, right? We'll take care of everything for you. There's nothing you have to do at all.
The safety is a huge part in it because I have a story of me, my uncle, my stepfather. I have a story of all of us falling off doing Christmas lights at my grandmother's house. Falling or being in a situation where we felt like this is really dangerous right now. So
one foot on the top of the ladder,
swinging
around.
Swinging.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've lost the ladder on the roof and that's huge. That's huge. I like that, man. I like that. That's what you started off with, man, because that's big. And a lot of people are. No one wants to get up on the ladder anymore. You might have people in their 70s, who still want Christmas lights. They're not getting up there. Yeah. So that's awesome, man.
All right, we're going to get back to some business. Best new connection of the week. Think about that for a minute. I'm missing one. For me, I had an event that was a fundraiser. It was a gala. A couple of charities that I helped with the Magro Foundation and another one. And I looked at the invite. I wasn't going to go. Just because I had two other events that same day. But I saw that the head sponsor, the gold sponsor, was a restoration company that I don't do business with. I said, well, I'm going. I'm going to pay my $150. I'm going to go, and I'm going to meet this company. Well, at the end of my long day, this being the last event, I was kind of like wiped out. I'm like, not into networking. I just want to eat.
Ready to turn it off.
Get the fuck out of here. And I said, I can't leave. I have to go meet the man. So I eyeballed their table to see who was in charge, who the top dog was, who was kissing whose ass. You could tell. And I followed the group. They went over here, and he started a conversation with a woman, and I kind of shimmied on up and was on his side view so that when he was talking to her, he didn't see me. This way I didn't look like I was creeping. But as soon as he turned to talk to his boys, I was right there. And that was when I made my move, made my introduction, got him to give me his card. We're going to do some lunch. We're going to talk about doing some business. He handed me that card, and I got the fuck out of there. Was in my car and on my way home. But, I got the connection I wanted.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine was, like I was mentioned it earlier, the gentleman from the Peruvian American Chamber. Really nice guy. He owns a contracting company as well as a realty company. So he's just a really good connection to have. He's going to have stuff for me all the time. He said all throughout the year. So that was a good event, great connection.
What about you?
I just connected with Marge from that same foundation you're talking about. I think the event they have, I just connected with her because we are going to be we're going to be giving away some homes for free this year. So we just connected. We talked to the social worker at NYU Long Game.
Yeah.
And we're going to be giving away a house complete for free for this daughter. She got leukemia last year. So we're going to be heading out there, I think, later this week to kind of deck out the house for them completely for free. So I think that was one of my greatest because now I have a few connections in my give back initiative because my company want to give about 30 houses for free this year.
Nice.
So we're super excited. We're about 5 so far.
How do I get on that list?
You gotta see. Something has to be wrong. You have to be sick. Something.
Nothing wrong with it, man.
Sorry, man. You're healthy. Sick. You're not healthy. You're healthy, man.
Yeah. Helping the less fortunate, though. That's awesome, man.
Best business decision of the week. It had to be Tuesday. Willing to do my 7 a.m. breakfast networking meeting. Go home. Put in 7 hours. Jump in the truck at 4 o'clock. drive to Queens, rooftop party, nail it, drive to Mineola, meet the connection at for the restoration company. It's a long 16-hour day, but it was a good decision to do all three of those events because all three of those events opened the doors for future business. So for me, that was it.
Mine is I got this pretty big job in the pipeline now to I showed you demo this huge sunroom with the jacuzzi and everything, and I was thinking going about it. I might bring in Gerardo to kind of help with the just the detaching it. That way it can be done as clean as possible,
Sure.
and then I'll take care of the rest of it. And rather than trying to be a hero and say,
Hero to zero.
yeah, let's do all. Even though I can, it just makes it a lot easier. I could put my guys there. I could have him do that. I can get another half of my day done after that. So,
Biggest win of the week? Biggest.
Best business decision.
Business decision.
I just hired another 2 assistants in my office team. So over the weekend, it just went November 1st. So for us, it's already busy for us pre-October. Like my team's already installing, but November 1st, it's going like a click. Crazy. I think on Saturday, we got about 75 calls in one day. So I had hired 2 more people on Thursday. So they were right there on the fire that weekend. So even right now, we're still trying to catch up from all the incoming stuff, but it's Christmas ready.
Getting booked out, huh?
Yeah.
as soon as Halloween's over, I'm sure it just boom.
Yeah. There's a few different transitions. It's like, Labor Day weekend, then October is a little bit different. Then November 1st is like, because all the commercial buildings, like we had like 20 buildings on Friday, we all turned on.
Yeah.
So when all those buildings turn on, people are like, okay.
I got to do mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it starts to like
keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
So we like to, the last one is the biggest win of the week. For me, the biggest win of the week was my daughter. Nothing to do with business. She finished her driver's ed, 16 years old. She's not going to be 17 for another 7 months. She's going to be driving. She finished her driver's ed. She went to parties on Friday, Saturday, Thursday, and Saturday night. All the while studying for her SATs, which she took Saturday morning. Everybody was bailing on school on Friday because it was senior cut day. Not that she's a senior, and she would have nothing of it. She needed to be in school to take a test. Like just to see her drive that she used to have on the sports field, that she has that in the educational field. That's so important to her. To that education. Yeah, I can go party and have fun, but I got to do my work. And just to see that's my big one.
Yeah. Mine was just walking into the show today and walking into an office clean out. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Literally came into the show. Gentleman's is like, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, he's like, really? Can you come by my office today?
We're going there right out of here.
We're going here right out of here. He's like, actually, that's perfect. Yeah, like, you know what? I should just get rid of all of it. Yeah, come by my office today. Take the cubicles, take everything. So that was just a nice surprise.
And for him to be able to go, psh, it's all gone.
Yep.
That's what he does. Makes it go away. What about you? Big win of the week?
Yeah. Coming back to Friday, we had just closed 10 buildings on Glen Cove Avenue. So it's a whole strip of buildings.
Nice.
On like pure white light. So it came out to about $20,000 all in for the job. So I mean, we just finished up on Friday. We're done with it completely. So I'm really happy with that.
That's awesome, man. So what inspired you to start this business at such a young age when either kids are still in school, kids are just figuring out what they want to do, they don't even have a plan, but here you are 22 years old with a successful business. Where'd that come from?
So I've been hanging lights since I was a kid, like me and my dad. I think I always fell in love with the idea of Christmas and, the idea of how it just brought people together in some way. And, as I got older, middle school around time, my dad kind of was like, I'm not going to ladder anymore. Safety, coming back to that point again. Yep. He really didn't want to do it. And I was like, I'm going to go on the ladder because I kind of love the idea when people pass by my house and they just stop there for a second. And I was like, wow. So then, come by college. I was in college for about 2 years. I ended up leaving, dropped out. School wasn't for me. I ended up working at Chick-fil-A. So for reference, fun fact about me, I work a full-time job. I'm a director at Chick-fil-A. I'm right below the operator. So I'm right like the highest level. And yeah, on my first year I was working there, he was like, you do Christmas? I was like, yeah, but like not professionally. And he asked me, he was like, hey, can you do it for the building? And I was like, yeah, sure. Lies. don't know nothing about no
Mhm.
Make
Don't-
it till you fake it.
Yep,
Or
don't
fake it till you make it.
Yeah, did not know nothing about how to do professionally. But I was buying lights at Walmart, Home Depot the whole time. So that night I went home, I did a ton of research. You know, the internet has everything. If you really want to learn something now, I tell people all the time, you gotta find it, you'll get it. And I ended up learning how to do it. He asked me like a few days later. He bought the lights online with the first website I found at the time. Lights came about a week later, and then I'm on the roof just trying to figure it out. Figured it out, and then I was like, if I could do it for this huge brand, why can't I do it for everything else? So then
It's a good first client.
yeah, so that was like my first client. Mind you, at the time I was doing it for like my hourly wage, whatever.
Yeah.
But that year I was still working my full-time hours, and I was like, you know what? Let me just try. And I think I did little Google ads, little Facebook ads, and I think that year I did like about 20 houses, 25 houses at 30,000 while still working. That's like from November to like December. It was really good. I was working in the morning, and then I'd go work at like 5 o'clock at night, and I'd keep going. It was amazing. It's cool. Really cool time.
So, can you share your experience in transitioning from the director, and how did you shape your approach to leadership with the You Love Lights?
Yeah, so honestly, Chick-fil-A has really helped me out in terms of being a leader. Like, I talk about all the time. My dad is like 55 years old. I've learned things at that job that I've seen him do. And I'm like, okay, I'll never do that because I've learned that from working there. And, being a director there, I've had opportunities like this summer I went to Atlanta, flew them at the corporate. I got to like do this whole like corporate thing talking about the brand and how like important it is to build a brand and how exactly they work as a company. I took that whole thing and I brought it to my business. Everything. I took the whole I'm not gonna lie, I'm just taking notes from my job. I took it from my business, you know. If you ever see my company, you always see branded clothing, branded everything. I'm very big on that brand because that kind of really that's what makes Chick-fil-A what it is. Like, that's why people know Chick-fil-A, because they know about the brand, they know about the service, they know about all that kind of stuff. So I try to replicate that and kind of bring it into my business.
Yeah.
Imagine that, they're closed on Sundays. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. No, I got it.
Okay.
So I know a few other companies that do what you do. Obviously, hanging lights, excuse the way I say this, is hanging lights. So what sets you apart from everybody else?
So a lot of other companies, they're landscapers or they're doing like a side thing.
Winter business.
Yeah, winter business, right? That's not what we are. We're 365 lights, Christmas lights, the whole thing. And a lot of them too, they're just trying to sell something. They're just trying to give them some, like you said, winter business, right? My company doesn't do that. We go above and beyond. So for example, if you were one of my customers, around December 10th to the 15th to 20th, you expect a platter of cookies on your door because we prioritize selling Christmas. That my job is to help you sell, understand, and feel Christmas magic. That's what it is. I don't put up lights. I like to tell the time. I don't
you hang the spirit.
I hang the spirit. That's what I do, right? Me coming, like for example, last night I had a customer. Some lights, she called me around 3 o'clock. That night I'm there at 10 o'clock at night fixing the lights, right? That is what I do. A lot of the guys will take maybe 24, 48 hours, whatever it is, right? They won't send a Santa to your house. Like we will send, if the schedule works, we have a Santa that goes around the whole island, and it comes by the house, takes a picture with the family. Hey.
Oh wow.
Right. That's what we do. We focus on selling you the experience of kind of the Christmas idea, because that's what I believe in, right? Like if you ever met me, you came up to me and asked me what socks I'm wearing. I only have Christmas socks, not a single regular sock. Why is that? Christmas magic. The idea of Christmas. The kind of whole world needs that a little bit. The idea of happiness. Everyone in their life had a point in life where they're happy. Maybe if you're Jewish or whatever, whatever you are.
We had the Hanukkah bush.
Yeah, Christmas and lights had an impact in your life some way or another.
Yeah.
I try to replicate that. That's how me and my company work to the next level. Do the stuff like the cookies and all that. We just try to really take care of you.
So do you focus? What percent of your business is commercial? What percent of it is residential? Like, is it a lot more residential than commercial? Because it seems like you said you just got 20 buildings or something like that. Like, how would you?
Majority is all residential.
Majority.
A lot of it, like you guys have just met me at a bunch of networking events. Me doing that is really trying to get into the commercial side of things. Commercial side of things, it's a lot easier. It's a lot more expensive. Like I was just bidding a job that would be worth more than my entire sales last year.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we did 140,000 revenue last year.
Mm-hmm.
This job is 160 if I were to get it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot more work, but it's not going to take me as time. You know, an average customer I may be paying $2,000, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that takes a lot of work for me to get a crew out there and all things.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it may
yeah.
take me a week or two to do that $106,000 job for a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's going to be obvious. There's a lot more things in play.
They play, yeah. Of
Right,
course.
but there's a lot more things to do. Like, and when you talk about commercial, they have budgets, they have all these things in mind, right?
Mhm.
You know, that process takes months. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of other companies, they do Christmas lights. They actually do Christmas lights. They're working 365 in their office just Christmas.
What are they doing the rest of the year?
They're scouting on new clients. They're working on trying to build a relationship with new clients. They're just trying to figure out how do they expand a lot of people like to call them programs. Your holiday lighting program. So how do they expand your program? You know, a lot of people do cold calling. I'm not really like a big fan of it.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm not. So like that's me.
Yeah.
That's me with networking. I've tried to like, how do I build my name out there? A lot of people see me, they're like, oh, the Christmas light guys here. Like when I went to the Melva Chamber, I heard like 5 people while I'm working setting up. Like, oh, the Christmas light guys here.
You want that?
Yeah, that's what I
branding,
want.
man. That's
Yeah.
branding.
That's the first thing I saw when I pulled up and parked was your trailer.
Yeah.
And it was like the brightest thing in the parking lot. You know, I didn't even see you yet, but I knew that guy's in here. Yeah. That
Yeah.
guy's
What do
in
they
the
say when I
building.
walk in? Who's here?
Yeah, Pods is here.
Pods is here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eddie Pods is here. You know, it's a brand, it's recognition. I've cultivated this for 14 years, and I don't have to introduce myself in most scenarios.
Yep.
Other people do it for me.
Yeah.
In just introducing who Eddie Pods is here. No one knows my last name. Everyone thinks my last name is Pods.
Can you share a time where a job didn't go as planned, and what did you learn from that experience?
Oh, I got plenty. Make a lot of mistakes. Obviously, I'm 22. Like obviously trying to figure things out. Let me think of a really good
Funny one.
A funny one.
You know, the soldier guy fell over onto the car and the car exploded.
Let me think of one here. A funny time where I had a client went wrong. You know what? I got a pretty good one. I had this woman. I don't know. It's kind of funny. I don't know how funny it is, but she has woman. Her job ended up being like $6,000 something like that. And she's like, "Hey, I want this color over the phone." I'm like, "Okay, cool, no problem." Whatever. We set her up, and we get to the job, start the work. The color's not what she wants it. I'm like, "Huh? Okay." I was like, "Whatever, not a big deal. Like, we'll take care of it." So, I don't know why. But she comes out with her dog, and she just starts ripping him down.
Right.
And it's it's a gag to her. Like she's like, mind you, she's like rich, so like she is like.
She's paying for it either way.
Yeah, mind you, she's fuck you money.
Yeah.
Like there's some people who have,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So she's just like she's completely like she's like joking. But she's like, "Oh, I just hate it." And she's just coming out there like but she's like joking, and then it's funny enough, she does it, she comes back, she comes out in an elf outfit.
In a what?
In
an
an
elf
elf
outfit.
outfit.
In an elf
Comes
outfit.
outside in an
Yeah.
elf
Yeah,
outfit.
so like I'm not there, mind you. My guys call me. They're like, "Hey, this lady comes outside. She's pulling out the lights. She's like, at Christmas, like she's just yelling, and then she comes out a second later. She's I'm the alpha, and she tips all the guys. I guess in her mind, I guess it was like she kind of made a mistake. She wanted different, but I guess she was trying to be funny. I don't know, like
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
money.
yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. She just did that, but like she ended up giving them like a $1,000 tip between 4 guys.
Yeah.
So I guess she's just having fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Funny.
I don't know. It's an
I have
interesting
something.
story. I'm trying to figure it out.
Try to keep your hand down. You keep waving it, and you're like in the camera.
Oh, my bad.
Like all of a sudden, there's this hand that keeps coming in. Do you offer financing for your clients?
Yeah, we do. We do offer finance. I really try not to do it too much.
Of course.
But we
What does
have
that look
it.
like, though?
So-
Monthly, year,
So we have a partner that does a lot of it. We have 2 different options. We through me. We try to do like a 25% deposit,
Okay.
and then we'll take care of that like throughout the time. So like for a lot of like our bigger clients, like I said, like the trip plays we do. We start now. The lights are their up lights are now, but they start paying like a monthly payments till like January and February until like we obviously take it down. And then we have a partner that we work with as well for all like the residential side of things. Because residential is a little bit more weird. Commercial side is where we try to offer like my in-house.
Your
like,
in-house, and then you use
Yeah.
a program.
Yeah, we have a
I
program
know
for, like-
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do one more. I did two.
Oh. So how does the Christmas spirit influence the rest of your life, in your everyday life? Outside, you're done with work, you go home. How does that spirit influence your everyday life?
It's a great question. I mean, coming back to what you said earlier in the podcast, you're talking about how you started up in the gas station and then people knowing you as the guy. Like they came in. I think that is the same thing for me. So I can come back to Chick-fil-A again. Every day I clock into work, I'm the loudest person in the room. They're like, oh, now
They know the fun's gonna start.
They know I'm here because they're like, I'll come. I'll be like, what's up, Bill? Like, whatever. And I'll be like, happy holidays, something funny. And that's how I really push that. And even like, for example, like, I can give you a bunch of different scenarios, things that happened to me. Like last week, my team was driving on the 495, truck blows up. Straight up, truck blows up. Like gone, truck is gone, whatever. And I just come after. I'm in a meeting. I drive over there like 10 minutes, and then I'm just like, "Happy holidays, guys. You guys okay?" They're fine. I give them my car. They get moving. Or it's like and I'm just kind of like I sit in the car. I'm just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm very something I've learned is just to roll off with the punches because at the end of the day, you live life once. And Christmas is kind of like, less like how I say you can get mad when something happens to you. Just like with Christmas, when you get older, that idea of Christmas can go away, but that's your choice. You can choose to let that die. When you're a kid, your parents did something to kind of build that for you. But as you get older, you can let that die. And I've always chosen to be like, hey, I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to always be positive. I'm always going to be happy because people need that. When I walk in a room, they're always like when I was at the expo, I'm like, happy holidays. People are like,
fuck?
what? They're like, what's wrong?
And then
like,
I saw that the Christmas cookies come like, this dude's for real.
Yeah.
He is for real.
Yeah, like even if I go to an event anywhere, I bring Christmas cookies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, how do I kind of give that idea? How do I make someone smile?
Branding, man.
Branding. I understand the win them over with the smile, the attitude. My greatest pleasure every day is when I get the email, because a lot of my conversations start over email. I have so much volume of leads that I start in email. And when I get that email, call me, get the system set up, get my pad set up, get my drink set up, and then it's go time. Yeah. And I make that call, and it's all happy. It's going to be happy no matter how negative they get, how it's going to be happy. And I always know that by the time we're done, they're in. They're in. Because they like dealing with someone who had a good personality, knew his business, gave you fair pricing, and told you everything he was going to do. You didn't have to ask. You know what I'm saying? It's all up there up front. People like that.
Where do you see Yo Love Lights in the next 5 years?
It's an amazing question. So 5 years from now, this year we're looking to hit about 500,000 revenue within these 3 months. So next year, goal is to hit
$1 million.
Yep, next year is to be at $1 million. And then I'm the franchising looks very interesting to me. This industry is at the same time very new for a lot of people, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who come in and go.
Well, like the landscapers.
Yeah, just like it seems like they come in and go, but I've seen a few successful franchises of it. I mean, I don't know how really they good doing the service side of things. I think a lot of them are just prioritizing just hanging up lights or trying to give someone a winter business. But how I can really try to take and change it by storm a little, because I think a lot of people in my industry, even I've been to a bunch of conferences, there's some point where the money becomes priority.
Yeah, of course.
And a lot of that gets lost, and I want to really try to figure out how can I create a brand, like obviously see the name You Love Lights. How do I kind of take that brand name and be like a household name? Everywhere.
Do you own a warehouse? Do you rent a warehouse? Tell me.
I have neither. I've some rental properties with my parents, and we just built a shed. I built the shed last year. I always kind of built it up for all my stuff in there. This year.
What size is that shed?
Couldn't tell you. Maybe like a 20 by 20. Okay. Yeah, 20 by 20 maybe.
Oh,
but I don't know what I'm gonna do this year because I don't have enough space. It's not gonna fit.
I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna use the Pods warehouse as your warehouse. That's what you're gonna do. That's what I do with my commercial clients who outgrow their warehouses but don't have enough. They don't want to take more square footage. we utilize my warehouse and have 5 of them here on Long Island where they can come to the warehouse, access their pod on a scheduled day, and it stays inside my warehouse. This way it's not outside. It's not on your property. To some, that's an advantage. They don't want it there. And it's for the other 10 months, it's safe and sound inside a building. It could also be delivered to your home for the 2 months that you're doing the season of lights. And then when the season's over, you load it back up, I pick it back up, and put it back in my warehouse. It's the first time I've tried to make a sale off this podcast, I want you to know. But you keep that in mind. We have one more good question, unless you have... I do have the last question, but if
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
He's spiritual, so what do you think? We'll get something spiritual out of
I
it?
think so.
If you could have dinner with anyone in the history of the world, anyone, male, female, who in the history of the world would you like to have dinner with?
They could
And
be
why?
alive, not alive. You know.
I'm alive, no?
No, because some people ask that. They're like, I didn't want to say dead. I didn't want to say alive or dead.
Dead or alive?
That's a really good question. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't know. I really don't know.
I do better than Carly. Come on.
You can't be Santa Claus.
Yeah.
No,
How about say Nick?
I would have took his job by now if that was Santa. That's a really good question.
Who are your heroes?
I really don't have a lot of it.
So you want to know who I picked?
Yeah, who'd you pick?
Jesus Christ. That's who I picked.
I see. Why? Give me a little backstory as to why.
Because I'm a Jew for Jesus. I grew up Jewish, studied Catholicism for the past 35 years, and he's been so inspirational. My wife and I taught religion for 12 years, and I taught 5 years earlier than that, and I didn't know anything about Jesus because I was a Jewish kid. You don't learn about Jesus. And just to cross over into Catholicism and start learning about what the man did and how amazing what he offered to this world, and that 24 years later, we're still praising him for what he did. I just want to touch and feel and know what it's like to be in greatness.
Yeah,
That's
that's probably it's the ultimate answer, man. It doesn't Jesus Christ doesn't doesn't get any better than that. That's what
So
go ahead.
No, we're winding down. Now is the time that you get to talk into the camera. Tell us how to reach you, the name of your company, your website, whatever you want. You got a minute to share.
Right there, brother.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Naldoven. I'm the owner of You Love Lights. Follow me on any social media page. Right now, we're doing a ton of stuff. We're actually trying to go viral this year. I'm super, super excited about it all. You can reach out to youlovelights.com.
How you spelling that?
YULE, like Yuletide. Gotta have that Christmas spirit. Lovelights.com. You can reach out to us there, send a quote directly there. You can give us a call at 631-517-086. We'll take care of all your holiday lighting needs, from the design, from the install, from the maintain, from the take down, the storage of it all. If you don't want to have to worry about falling off the ladder this year, if you don't have to worry about fixing the lights, getting out the attic, doing any of that kind of stuff, you give me a call, we'll take care of you.
Do you guys do those like big elaborate ones where it's like the yard is like a walk through?
Can I show you my house?
Yeah, show us.
Yeah.
Can I show you my house? You're gonna laugh at me. So this is in its current state. I'm not done yet. I gotta finish it up, but I'll show you.
This is your house.
This is my house. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you. So this is this is me. This is a recording of me sending it over to somebody. So this is
Wow.
So this is right now.
It's okay.
Wow.
Right. That's it. Right.
Turn
now.
that. Show the camera too.
Yeah. Right. Let me see. I can't.
This one.
Oh, this one.
You can't.
I can't see.
That's amazing though.
Let me show you in let me go back a little bit. So that's this year. This is gonna be the year I'm really proud of it. But let me go back to 2022. So this is
Do it quick. We're running out of time.
maybe quick. I'm gonna find here. Oh my God, where is
You
it?
search Tide. Tell us where we can
You
reach
guys know you can find me at thepackpros.com or TYE at thepackpros.com. The number is 631-626-6290 for all of your packing, loading, moving, and junk removal needs.
Show it.
All right. This has music to it and all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So I did some crazy stuff.
That's good.
And it's going to the music too.
Yeah, so you can
Yeah,
pop on your
that's
car,
awesome.
turn the
Yeah.
radio onto it, and it plays.
Awesome.
I am Eddie Pods, your Pods moving and storage relocation expert. You can reach me at 631-334-8587. If you are interested in me coming in and firing up your sales team, you can get me at eddie@becomeasaleswarrior.com.
Oh yeah.
We'd love to come in there and ramp up your team, give them some tips from the book, and teach them how to become a sales warrior. I want to thank our guests for coming in today. It's great to have you in
Yeah,
here.
man.
And we're
This is a
coming
fun
in
episode.
on time. Look at the screen. We're right on time.
Boom.
45 minutes. Happy holidays!
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.